Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm coming to the end of my current cycle that I'm running 300 tests, 300 Masteron, and 150 NPP, and I had great results. It was being like a recomping cycle, I would call it, where I've lost 10 pounds and dried out a lot in my physique, but as well gained strength and size in my muscles. And just muscle fullness, 3D effect of my body just popping out, my biceps and everything, and as well getting vascularity, which I never had before, in say my bicep, having like the vein popping out there. Sorry, I just have to fix this while I drive, which isn't really safe. But anyway, yeah. So I'm considering running Nandrolone, even like in my cruise portion of my cycle alongside testosterone, and still debating whether to run a little bit of Masteron on it just to make sure everything's kept in check. The estrogenics, if there is any height level, just kept in check. But I'm thinking 150 test, 50 to 100 Nandrolone, and 100 Masteron. And I know some of you might be like, that's not really great for a cruise cycle. I get that. But for my research, there's the side effects of Nandrolone at that dosage are like non-existent, okay? And there'll be no negative adverse reactions to running Nandrolone. I've heard of people run 100 milligrams of Nandrolone for 20 plus years safely with no effects on their blood work. There might be at that range, like Nandrolone might cause a little bit of LDL issues. That's the only thing I can really see. I don't see any affecting anything else negatively in the body. At heightened levels, Nandrolone can, if you're taking higher doses, can cause like gyno, can cause potential prolactin issues. Although there is some, I think, debate on that. But from my understanding, anyway, and that's where I'm coming from on this is relaying information that I've been presented with, but as well other psychological issues as well. Being a NOR19 derived steroid, I think that has the likelihood at higher doses, just like Tren, to affect your psychology a little bit. And I did encounter that when I brought my doses up to around 300 milligrams a week. But at 150 milligrams, run worked great. And just on a cruise cycle, if I go 150 test, I believe that's a good test base for a cruise. If I was to do just test by itself, I'd probably do 200. But a little bit of Nandrolone, 50, to fill in that gap without any side effects, and a little bit of Masteron to just keep everything in check. Again, at very low dose Masteron, I do not see any potential side effects running that long or longer term. I believe test is probably the safest compound to take, because at that dose anyway, because that's what our body naturally produces, that's what we can metabolize. Nandrolone is, again, it's something that our body produces, it's something that we can metabolize. And Masteron is known for being one of the more safer anabolic compounds, and it has great effects. I think Masteron is now my next go-to secondary compound. I believe I'll run it in preference to even Primobolan in the future, although I might run again a Primobolan cycle just to try, because that was the first cycle I ran and it did work great with zero side effects. Just an overall well-being feeling that's come with it. I think Masteron has a bit of more of an edge to it, if I'll categorize that, than Primobolan. Like, it has more of a masculine effect, which is probably why it turns women into men. If women take higher doses of Masteron, well, it could turn men into men, more men as well. And it's almost like, say somebody, for whatever reason, didn't really reach puberty. I don't know what it is. Like, in today's culture, I don't know if there's hormone disruptors in the fucking food and microplastics and drugs they're taking, like vaccines, or I don't know, or the shit that's in the food itself, whatever, might be causing hormone disruptions that's like delaying or preventing puberty from happening in guys where they have low testosterone levels. That's why the soy boy phenomenon is happening. And potentially taking something like testosterone and masteron might be like having a second puberty. And that's a weird kind of theory to throw out there, but I believe it's true. Like, I considered myself somebody who was masculine before, but in my like 20s and things, like it took me very long for me to get a beard. Like it was very patchy beard. My voice was deep, but it was like I just didn't feel like there was those secondary male characteristics that were like fully necessarily developed. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I drank a lot when I was like 17 to 21. Drank a lot of alcohol and smoked a lot of weed and things like that. That could be a reason. It kind of fucked around with my development. I don't no idea. But regardless, you know what I mean? I think right now it's like I'm reaching full peak masculinization with doing this testosterone and things, and having like that masculine drive and energy, and like definitely a drive in the when needed, a level of aggression, right? It's not good to have aggression when it's not needed, but say like right now I'm going to boxing, when I go there and he's telling us to hit the bag for 3 minutes straight, full power, you know, be like, ha, 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 like fucking yelling while hitting that bag. Or, you know, in a deadlift, you know, if you're going for like max or like even 90% and, you know, repping it out, you know what I mean, to get those last reps in, you know, you might be fucking going balls deep energy into your lift, right? Finding that energy and that drive. That's, I believe, very masculine, like full on 110%, putting everything into something, right? Definitely though, there's a hormonal component there, as opposed to somebody who's kind of weak-minded and is like, or like is unfulfilled in life because they don't ever like excel themselves because they don't have that drive. Well, I think be it masculinization from steroids, specifically, as I was saying, the masteron and testosterone, and I believe Deca, even that, whatever it was with this combo, it's there. It's like a perfect formula. Now, I heard some Dr. Todd Lee give a warning to Nandrolone and testosterone together. I don't know if he was suggesting just running a Deca only cycle. I know some people do that, and I can't speak for or against that, but what I can say is running a small dose, a moderate dose on top of a testosterone, super physiological dose of testosterone, I noticed a great effect from. And I think maybe it's the masteron when you match it with the testosterone levels, it at least for me, kept estrogenic effects in check, being not getting gyno or anything like that. Okay, so that's my video. That's why I want to continue even running potentially all 3 compounds in a cruise cycle, but again, just like very, very small doses, although a bunch of small doses adds up still. So, but I really do not believe like running 100 milligrams of masteron a week will have detrimental effects, or 50 milligrams of Nandrolone will have detrimental effects. To be honest, I don't even know if it'll have much effect at all, but at very least, on top of 150 tests, I think that all of those compounds together, I can still make gains. I can still have a little bit of that masculinization drive that I'm looking for, but at the very least, like, keep the gains and without having detriment to my health, if that makes sense. So I'll leave it there, guys, as far as my current my plans are for my cruise cycle. And I also want to add that I will be finding a new HGH source. My last source, for whatever reason, is not contact me on my order or mail my shit out, which I'm kind of pissed for, but it is what it is. It's kind of expected under black market shit, but I found a new source, so I'm going to go with that and run just a few IUs. And then once August or September comes, then my plan is to then go for a substantial blast where I'll raise everything up over time, titrate to potentially match what I just did, because that worked great, but as well maybe exceed it a little bit, and then see what kind of effects, negative effect, positive effects I'm having, and go from there, calibrate if needed. So thanks for watching, guys. What do you think on my plans for this cruise cycle? Let me know in the comments below whether it's a bad idea to run 3 compounds on a cruise or not. I know bodybuilders on their cruise, which I'm not a bodybuilder like a pro, but in their cruise cycles, they run. I know some personally that run, not personally, but I know based on what they say, they run master on year round. So I'll leave it there, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Love y'all. Peace.